Did you know there's a secret about money and an actual equation that allows you to build wealth from nothing? This equation is hardly taught in schools, if at all, and is often overlooked by those who are trying to get rich or achieve their dreams of financial freedom. This video will take a look at exactly what that equation is. This is what $1 billion looks like in cash. Here is a chart to show the difference between $1 million and $1 billion. 1 million seconds accounts for 1.5 weeks. 1 billion seconds equals 32 years long. Now, let's put that into money. If you wanted to be a millionaire, you can make $5,000 a day and be a millionaire within 6 months. If you wanted to be a billionaire, you will need 547 years with $5,000 a day, and only then can you become a millionaire. If you wanted to be as rich as Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, and also the richest man in the world, with $185 billion, you will need 101,195 years, making $5,000 a day. Here, the left side represents $1 million, and on the right side represents $1 billion. This is Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, who has a net worth of 117 times this number. And then there's you.
Jaden has $1 bill, 1 quarter, and 2 pennies. How much money does he have? Jaden broke.
You're probably working a job right now that you got from a degree that you studied for at a university. Your savings to living expenses is ridiculously high. You feel as though you're not paid enough. You have credit card debt that needs to be taken care of. Maybe you're a student studying for a degree in hopes you will land a good job that will bring you some good money. You probably don't have any savings with a student loan debt hanging over your head. Wealth, getting rich, that all seems to be a distant dream. How did they do it, you ask? Seeing all of those millionaires, billionaires, especially the ones that got there at such a young age, it baffles you. It makes you angry. They were lucky. They were born into wealth. They made money. It doesn't make them happy. They cheated their way to the top. Money is evil. I'm not smart. I'm unlucky. Your dreams of buying that mansion, your favorite sports car, paying off mortgage, traveling around the world, they will forever remain that way. Just dreams. Nothing more than just dreams. You have come to the harsh realization it's a rigged game, and it's been a rigged game from the very start, and you are on the losing side of it. But what if I told you you were wrong? What if there was a way of getting there, an actual equation of wealth, a science behind how money works? If you didn't have to abandon those dreams, paying off the mortgage, traveling around the world, would you call me a liar for saying so? I promise I'm not. And by the end of this video, you will understand that there is a side to the coin that you're not being shown. I warn you, the road is tough, it's filled with struggle, it's filled with ups and downs. It will have you swallowing some difficult pills that the school system and society have not yet told you yet. Let me be clear with you. There are many of you that will not make it down this road, but for those of you that do, at the end of this road lies wealth beyond what you thought you could obtain. At the end of this road is freedom.
So,
never
are you
having
with
to
me?
worry about money again. So, are you with me? Are you still with me? Then let's not waste any more time. What do you really think about money? Is it something you work for? Is it earned? Or is it inherited? Is it the root cause of all evil? Are you desperate to have more of it? Have you been chasing it your whole life? The truth is, most of what you think about money has been influenced by your upbringing and environment. If you were born into a family that didn't have much money growing up, then you are more inclined to believe that you too will grow up to have not much money. Or perhaps you decided to make it your goal to generate as much wealth as possible so you'll never have to grow up in those conditions again. The fact that your school system didn't teach you much about this subject doesn't help things. And because of this, most of you will have a false belief about money, which will not serve you well if your goal is to be rich. Now stick with me here, because you're going to have to change the way you have been seeing money your whole life. Hollywood has a bad habit of depicting the wealthy as rich, evil, backstabbing, entitled,
If you
corrupt
would get me a
individuals.
squirrel, I'll get one myself.
The question is, have you brought into these stereotypes? Recent report released by WealthX of the wealthy, those that have a net worth of $30 billion or more, 68% of them were self-made, and every other study backs up this conclusion. Warren Buffett, self-made billionaire. Howard Schultz, born into poverty. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty. Jeff Bezos, self-made billionaire. Elon Musk, self-made billionaire. Sarah Blakely, self-made billionaire. What is it that these people know that you don't? Truth is, your equation is all wrong. Here's the equation. You have been taught money equals salary earned from a job. Past a certain point, the prospect of getting a job is the sole purpose of your education. So what's wrong with this, you ask? I'm going to assume if you're watching this, you want to make money, a lot of it, and in a short amount of time as possible. If that's your goal, your equation for generating money will never get you there. We all have one precious resource, the most important resource of all, and once it's gone, there's no way of getting it back. That resource is time. In a standard job, the amount of money earned is dependent on the amount of time you put into that job. If you earn $20 an hour and work 40 hours a week, it will take you nearly 24 years to reach a total of $1 million. But that would be without subtracting any taxes or expenses you will incur over 24 years. And let's not forget, inflation will make your $1 million less valuable. The reality is, the salary of $20 you earn, you can only be a millionaire at an old age by living frugally, and most of that precious resource known as time slipped through your fingers, and you traded all that time for money, and it wasn't even a substantial amount of money either. So again, you ask yourself, how is it that self-made millionaires and billionaires at such a young age, what makes them so different? The truth is, they have a better equation than you. They have a way of understanding money that you haven't quite grasped yet.
I'm supposed to trust you with $2 million of my money? Yeah.
Pay very close attention now. Stop chasing money. In a capitalist society, the rules are as follows. You are paid in proportion to the perceived value that you have. And the people that perceive your value, they are the market, the consumer of the economy. The market is you, your friends, your family, your neighbors, your country. People complain that football players are overpaid. But for players to be paid millions, there has to be a market for the football industry in the first place. People have to see the value in the football in the first place for them to want to spend money on matches and merchandise. And if the market has a high demand for football, guess what happens to the players who are at the top of their game? They are paid generously for it. It's not about how hard you work. The janitor who is sweating and tiring himself out is paid far less than the accountant sitting behind your desk. And you ask why? Because the market perceives the value of the janitor far less than the accountant. As harsh as it may sound, the janitor can be replaced by anybody. It isn't difficult to learn how to do his job. Therefore, the market will not pay him more than the accountant, the guy who spent years studying numbers, the guy who will save his clients thousands on their taxes. But even so, we just discussed getting a job isn't the right equation to amassing a great amount of wealth in a shorter period of time. So then, how can we increase our perceived value? What is it about people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos that make their perceived value so high? The first step to wealth is quite simple. If you want money, solve problems. If you take a second to digest this statement, you'll realize that just about all money runs from this basic premise. If you solve the problems, money will be thrown at you. And if it's $1 million problem, then a solution will make you millions. If it's $1 billion problem, then a solution will make you billions. Think about all the problems that a site like Amazon solves. The hassle of going to the store, the hassle of having to wait weeks for delivery, cheaper prices, and so on. Not to mention all the other companies that Amazon owns, the problem that those companies solve. Jeff Bezos has solved $1 million problem and was awarded favorably for doing so. If you have been chasing money, then you've been doing it all wrong. It sounds almost paradoxical, but if you want money, it isn't money that you should be looking for. You should be looking for problems, and more importantly, solutions to those problems. And once you find that solution, build a business around it. Wait, so that's it? Just solve problems and money will appear? So I'm going to have to create the next Amazon for me to be rich, or Facebook, or Google? You got to be kidding me, right? I don't even know how to code. I don't even have the money to start on that scale. I don't. Hold on. You are now going into the old patterns of thinking. Start with a problem. Always start with the problem. Listen to the market around you. What are people saying they don't like? What are people saying they wish existed? What are people saying frustrates them? What do people think is incredibly inconvenient? Is that a problem that you can solve? And also, is it a problem that is worth solving? The final step of this equation to wealth is finding a scalable solution to the problem. Your solution needs to affect a multitude of people. Starting a restaurant, that is not scalable. You are constrained to the local area and the foothold of that area. But a franchise, now that is more scalable. Is your solution a piece of software? Then that means that once that software has been built, you can scale infinitely online without needing to worry about things like production or shipping costs, as is all done virtually. Good luck finding infinite skills with a job. But be careful, does your solution require time to generate money? Let's say you are a yoga teacher who charged $100 per dollar. Congratulations, you only made another job disguised as a business. Only a certain amount of lessons could you feasibly do in one day. Therefore, your income is time bound. But if you created an online yoga class to run 24/7 with lessons you only created once, now that is scalable. Scaling your solutions to is critical, so do not get lost on this part. Automation plays an important role. System and process will keep your business running like a smooth machine if implemented properly. If there's something in your business that you can outsource to somebody or hire an employee to do so, assuming it financially makes sense for you to do so, then do it. Tasking yourself with everything is a bad thing. As much as you may believe you are the best, there is someone out there that can do the job better than you. Once you found a solution, it is your job to make sure that solution can be accessed by everyone in the market. Your passion about the market is not important. Your ego is not about your ego. What you are passionate about, the market does not care about your passion. So now that you have a profitable business running with the right systems and processes in place, it's time to move on and reap what you have sown. There are two likely paths you will face at this point. You either continue your business, cash in and sell it. This is the acquisition. The moment someone buys a solution that you spend years building a business around. This is Instagram being acquired by Facebook for $1 billion. This is PayPal being sold to eBay for $1.5 billion, of which $165 million was straight to Elon Musk's pockets, and countless of the liquidation events that happen across the world. This is where all the effort you spend in building your company comes to fruition, and if you choose to continue running your business well. There are a multitude of reasons for you wanting to do so. Maybe you love the company you built and want to stick with your baby. Maybe you think you can add more value to the company and sell it down the line for more than what it's currently worth. Or perhaps that business runs passively in the background, so you don't have to do much to keep the wheels turning. Or maybe it's a combination of these things. Either way, you did it. You solved the problem that the market wanted solved, and it rewarded you favorably for doing so. So now I ask you, what was it all worth anyway? For most of you, it was never about the money. Money is just a piece of paper with a number on a screen. Its value is backed up by our belief in its value. From the very start, this was never about the money, paying off the mortgage, buying your dream car, traveling around the world, never having to worry about your financial situation. It's the freedom you were looking for. For your destination wasn't anything monetary related. It was a feeling of sensation, the ability to do what you wanted whenever you wanted, without ever having to cast a thought towards, can I afford this? Have I used up all my holidays for the year? How am I going to pay the rent? Will I ever be able to live off my pension? What dreams will I have to sacrifice because I can't afford to pursue them? The most important lesson from this video was never about the nature of money. It was about the one valuable resource, the one resource we all have and will never be able to reclaim, and that is time. It's giving up a large chunk of your time to a job that you probably don't like. Is your life settled on working, coming home, watching TV, sleeping, waking up the next day and repeating the same cycle till you retire? How many more hours of your life do you let slip through because of this pattern? Or perhaps you're fine with that reality. Perhaps you have no other choice but to follow the path for the time being. And if that's the case, there's nothing to worry about. The most you got from this video is a little entertainment, maybe of a change in perspective. But there are those of you that understand the other side. Those of you that have the desire to never need to worry about money ever again. So I feel the need to remind you, stop chasing money. Chase problems and find a solution to those problems. This is the equation through which all money is found. If you desire liberty to worry about money never again, then let solving problems be the meaningful struggle in your life. Doesn't mean you'll be happy at the end of the road. Doesn't mean you'll feel fulfilled. Only you can answer that question. But if your struggle is meaningful, then perhaps it's worth pursuing. There it is, your equation to wealth. Of course, I missed out on a lot of intricacies in this video. The topics of business, money, entrepreneurship are far too vast for me to cover in a single video. But it is also important to come back to an original point that I made at the start of this video, which is most people will not succeed for various reasons. But the most important is failing fast and moving on to the next thing. And if you're out there doing something that isn't strictly related to business, but you want to make money, then ask yourself the question of what problems am I solving? That could lead you to ways to better monetizing whatever it is that you're doing. And that also includes a job and a career. If you solve more problems and solutions at your place of employment, you have something you can use to leverage a higher salary. But I will end this message on the same message I have repeated numerous times in this video. Stop chasing money and start chasing solutions to problems.
You have reached the end of this video, and thank you so much for watching. But don't click off just yet. I do want to take the time to thank you for staying to the end. I have spent many sleepless nights doing film, research, and editing, so you can't imagine how much I appreciate your support. And if you enjoy entertaining documentary style videos on business, finance, and life in general, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if I have provided any value to you, make sure that you hit the like button and the notification so that you know when I upload content just like this. I will see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.